Hello everybody, welcome back. So today I will be explaining to you on so basically I'll be discussing about tutorial questions on chapter 1. So there are 10 questions. So let's look at the first question. There is a negative 4 microcoulomb charge which lies on a straight line between a 5 and 2 microcoulomb charge. So the separation between these two charges are 8 centimeter lah. Okay, so we have to draw the position of these three charges and show the forces acting on the negative 4 microcoulomb punya charge, and lastly calculate the distance of the 5 microcoulomb from the negative 4 microcoulomb charge where the net force is 0. Okay, where the net force on this charge is 0 lah. Okay, so first I would suggest you to start by visualizing this situation lah. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is you have to try and draw the situation. Okay, so first we have three charges. So this is 5 punya, this is 4, this is the 2 microcoulomb punya charge. Okay, so I'm gonna label them as Q1, Q2, Q3. So Q1 is the 5 microcoulomb charge, Q2 is the negative 4 microcoulomb charge, and Q3 is the 2 microcoulomb charge. Okay, so sekarang ni these are the situation, and what we know is we know the distance between these two charges is 8 centimeter. Okay, so this is 8 centimeter. Right. Okay, so this is 8 centimeter lah. Alright, and then for question B tu kita kena suruh cari the distance of the 5 microcoulomb charge with the negative 4, which is this one lah. So what is this distance? So I'll label this as x lah. Okay, because we are gonna need this later. We are gonna calculate it later. Okay, so now untuk question A, we have to draw the position of the three charges dulu and show the forces. Okay, so we've drawn the position of the three charges. So now we have to draw the forces acting on Q2. Okay, acting on Q2. So basically, this is a positive charge, negative charge, and another positive charge. So remember, for force diagram, opposite charges attract, like charge will repel each other lah. So the drawing will be, I'm just gonna draw it in blue just so that you can see the line later. So we know that this would have an attractive force between them, so they are attracted to each other. So it's basically gonna be like this. Okay, you can also draw another arrow here, but we don't really focus on these two arrows. We're only focusing on this charge here. Okay, next, again, negative and positive attractive force. So they would be, this arrow would be pointing towards charge number 3. Okay, so if I put it here, draw it outside, it will be something like this lah. Okay, so you have to always remember to label them. So this is force on 2 by charge 1. This is force on 2 by charge 3. So that is the solution for question number A lah. Okay, basically the whole thing here is the solution, because the question asks you to draw the three charge juga and then what is being experienced by the charge number 2 here. Okay, all right, so now we have to consider for question B, where the net force is equal to 0. So we need to find the distance for Q1 from Q2 at the net force when the net force is equal to 0. Okay, so for this case we are just gonna we are gonna focus on charge number 2 lagi lah. So charge number 2, which is this one, so the force is gonna be equal to F23 minus F21 equal to 0. So this is F23 equal to F21. Okay. So kenapa kita tengok yang ini? Sebab soalan cakap calculate the distance of Q1 from Q2 where the net force on Q2 is 0. Okay, so I'm just gonna say Q1 and Q2 because panjang mau tulis sebut number dia. Okay, so that's why sekarang ni kita focus on this charge here. Okay, so sekarang kita boleh expand the formula. So if we were to expand this, but let me just put this in the middle. So if we were to expand this, oh, not really in the middle actually, sini je lah. So this is gonna be K Q2 Q3 over R23 square equal to K Q2 Q1 over R21 square. So cancel apa yang boleh kena cancel. So I'm just gonna cancel K and Q2, K and Q2. Okay. So our equation is left with Q3 over. So what is R23? The distance between charge 2 and 3 is basically 8 minus X. Okay. So if we write it here, R23 is basically 0.08 minus X. Okay, so we can write that into our formula, 0.08 minus X. So don't forget to square them. And then we have Q1 over something. So what is the distance between 1 and 2? It is just X. So again, I'm just gonna put it here just so that you don't get confused lah. So this is X. Okay, so dapatlah X square di sini. Okay, so the physics is done. Now it's just the maths. Okay, so most students would have problem solving this because it has a lot of quadratic function. Not really a lot, but basically it's a bit tedious in solving this question. So what my advice is, just try not to do any careless mistake along the way lah. Okay, but if we simplify this and multiply them, we will get Q3x square equal to 0.08 minus X square Q1. Okay, so this is the part where you need to expand the equation. Okay, so when you expand it, you will get 6.4 times 10 negative 3 minus 0.16x plus x square Q1. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is Q1 here, I rearrange Q1 pergi di sebelah sini. Kenapa? Sebab I don't want to multiply each of this. Okay, so I feel like it is much more easier to do it that way, just so that we don't do any careless mistakes lah before we substitute the values. Okay, so now we can substitute the value. So Q3 is 2 microcoulomb. So this is, I'm just gonna put micro because the it will cancel later on. So this is Q1 is 5. So this is 5 micro. So x square equal to, I'm just gonna rearrange this, x square minus 0.16x plus 6.4 then negative 3. So this will cancel and this is gonna be 0.4 x square. Okay, so 0.4 x square equal to the whole thing again. Okay, so if you rearrange this pindah pergi sini, you will get x square minus 0.4x square minus 0.16x plus 6.4 10 negative 3 equal to 0. So you will end up with an equation that is 0.6x square minus 0.16x plus 6.4 times 10 negative 3 equal to 0. Okay, so this is a quadratic equation. Plug this into your calculator and you will get two values. First one is 0.218 meter and the second one is 0.049 meter. Okay, so you cannot leave it at this. You have to let the examiner know what is your final answer. Okay, so I'm gonna write as x is equal to 0.049 meter. So why is x1 rejected? It is because the distance between the two charges is only 8 centimeter, which is 0.08 meter. So kalau ni sudah 0.08 meter, and then this one mentioned yang this charge is in between these two charges, which is in between here lah. So maksudnya dia tidak boleh lebih dari 0.08. So that's why x1 here is rejected. But you don't have to explain it in your solution. You just have to write x 0.049 meter lah. Or you can also write here rejected. Alright? But that is basically how you solve for question number 1A and B. Alright, so I hope you don't have any problems sketching the electric force diagram, but I will be giving you extra exercises as well in class just to make sure that you are able to draw the electric force diagram lah. Okay, so that is on question number 1.